What up? As the title states, I'm going to talk about my my first actual check. 2,540 miles. I'm not unhappy with it, but I'm not overwhelmingly joyed. But that's fine because there's a couple of things that are into effect here that, and I still think, despite all of that, it ended up turning out to be really great. But first, some more good things. I emailed Allie Gilbert today. She is the person that's in charge of contractor trucks. And I told her, hey, I'm going to be out here for a couple more days before I start heading back towards Texas. I'd like to stop off at Dallas and trade my truck out. Could you see if there's a Peterbilt? I want a Peterbilt, and I also want to get the fridge in it so I can get rid of that fucking monster up there. It's already built into the truck. You know, it's like $650 for them to put it in. It's probably like fucking $500 for the refrigerator and then $150 to put it in, and they break it up with the payments. I'm sure I'll be able to give you more details on that if I do end up getting it. Also, so she said that she'll keep an eye out and she'll let me know over the next couple of days. I was like, awesome, and I met my DM today. It worked out. I was able to really talk to her because I was down to get a tire fixed on my truck, which kind of put me behind, but I'm still within the miles that I wanted to be. I'm about 3 hours out of my first drop, and I'll be doing that tomorrow morning at 9. So I still am shutting down. It's 6 o'clock now Central Time, and god damn, dude, I'm getting fucking burned up and shit. I'm fucking looking like all uneven and fuck. But yeah, man, I drove 570 miles today. I drove 570 miles yesterday. So I'm really pushing this load, man. I want to get all these dropped by Friday. They're all pretty close together, within 20 to 30 minutes away from each other. If I need to get out and help these people unload this shit, I'm gonna do it so that I can help speed up the process. I'm also got an outfit picked out. I finally found a place to wear my Stevens shirt, my really nice one. I called a couple of vendors today, the ones that I feel like I'm gonna be able to make tomorrow, and then I'll call the remainder tomorrow before I make my first drop to let them know that I'm about 24 hours out. So I'll find out what time they open, find out where I'm gonna be shutting down, depending on if I can get an extra one in. I think I'm gonna be able to make 4 out of my 7 drops tomorrow. I'm gonna try to do 5, so I only have 2 more to do the following day, and I can use most of my clock to start heading back towards Texas, so I can start my regional route process by getting back to the yard and swapping out my truck, which hopefully will not take long. That's why I got with Allie now, so that if it's one that I feel like I'd like, the mileage and whatever, then they can go ahead and, like, I don't know, we can get the process started, make sure they got fridges in stock, and get that shit put in ASAP so I can get off the yard and start my runs, because any more delayed time is time away from home, which I planned on taking my first week or so off after 6 weeks of being out. That way I get my home time credit and all that shit, but whatever, we can talk about that later. New DM is awesome. She also can do planning as well as be my DM, so she doesn't necessarily have to go to planning to get me on a load and get me out or going anywhere, so that's a plus. She sounds super nice. She's already taken the reins and like helping me with shit, and it was just awesome. Great person so far. I'm really looking forward to working with her. She seems like she's got a good head on her shoulders, and she's been in the fleet for 2 years. So they're about 2 years old. She was there when they started, so she's the highest ranking officer in the bunch of DMs that they have with them. I think there's 3 total, and I think they have like 3 planners. So she's one of them. There's 3 DMs and 190 trucks. So they're juggling quite a bit of drivers between each of them, but I feel like they got their shit locked down so well that we mostly will probably be communicating through emails besides phone calls, which I think is going to be great. But anyways, we're about 4.5 minutes in already, and I didn't even got onto the juicy bits, which was my check. I didn't do what I normally do. If somebody just came to see how much I was going to make, I'd spout it off in the beginning, and then I would tell you guys, break it up over the last part of the video. But I'm sorry, I didn't do that. So my check was about $1,200 for 2,500 miles. I got 2,540 miles and 69 of those were empty. So very good on the percentage wise for being empty. Most of those predominantly were loaded miles. Now I will say that I overfueled on two loads. I overfueled on one load, and that was the El Paso load, which really cut into my budget because fuel was not as cheap as I would have liked it to be, but it was the cheapest fuel for the route back to, so I figured I would fuel up there. But I learned my lesson. You know, get yourself enough fuel to get you through the day, and then check the prices the following day and see if any have changed. Hope that you don't get unlucky. But I went ahead and bit the bullet. I was like, I'm going to run this as hard as I can. I don't want to have to stop for fuel. I just want to use my on-duty time for driving so I can save my clock, my 70 for the next load. So it was all pre-calculated and predetermined, and I know there's probably different ways of doing it, but I'm testing the waters for myself, see what works for me. So overfueled on the El Paso load. I only got 600 miles off of that, so I filled up for about, based on the miles per gallon I was getting up until that point, I was at like a 6.8. It was going to take me that tank, and I was going to have to probably get another half a tank of fuel to make it to El Paso. But I was thinking once I got past all the hills, I was going to get better miles per gallon. So I was going to have to fuel up as much, but I was going to calculate it as I went, because the fuel mileage always changes, and you never know. Like today I went through and I was at a 9.7. I was at a 9.7 fuel today, most of the day, according to my dash, of course. I couldn't check the performance monitor on my Qualcomm, so I'm about to do that now, and I'll tell you exactly how many miles per gallon I got for the last 1,400 miles. I'm at a 9.1 right now, which is fucking amazing. I've never been over a 9. Even in my trainer's trucks, unless we were bobtail. I'm loaded. I mean, I'm 57,000 pounds gross, but still, whatever. I've only filled up one time, and I've got enough fuel to get me there and probably get me to all my stops. So I mapped them all out, and they're all within, like I said, they're all within the certain distance of each other. So as long as I'm not idling the truck, I'm fine, man. I should be able to just use that one fuel purchase, and fuel was cheap as well. So I think I paid like $2.30 a gallon for fuel, which was amazing, and I'm at 9.1 miles per gallon. Dude, my working mileage is fucking off the charts right now, so this load is going to pay very well, so I'm very excited about that. So it would have been a lot more, okay, so we're taking into account the fact that I overfueled for El Paso, which was the last load that I turned in. And I usually keep all of my receipts in their own Ziploc bags with the total price that it costs, ticket price, and then also what I paid through Stevens, which seems to be pretty fucking accurate according to my checks, based off of what the pricing was compared to my notes. I'm off by a couple cents or whatever, but of course I'm calculating based off of what the national fuel average when I got out of class. So it obviously changes. I had it changed twice in this last check. It was at a 2. Fuck, I don't know. It was up. I didn't write it down. So I paid $156.51 in tolls. So that's one thing I'm definitely gonna have to look into. I almost spent a child support check driving through tolls to avoid the mileage, the miles. There are certain tolls that you would really want to avoid. Like 2 of the charges on my tolls were about $40 a piece. Now I didn't know that, but that had to have been up north around, you know, New York, or fucking when I was around Chicago or something. I'm about to hit a toll road here getting into Minneapolis, but I doubt it's going to be that much. Most of my tolls were about $1.90 or whatever, and that's fine. That's great. I can handle that all day, but not these $40 fucking dollar ones, man. So and then of course if I smack off the $200, you know, knock it down another $200. So essentially, if I did the math, that's about, I don't know, we'll say $43.50 that I would take off of the $1,200 that I made. So not bad, man. I'll also state that that's kind of subsidized by the loss in revenue and layover pay that I got for losing the miles, and also it fits in with the detention from both the shipping and receiving. So essentially I got 2 layover days worth of pay, and that helped keep my check up. So basically this check is going to be the one that I use to pay my prorated rent for my old house. As soon as we get fucking approved for this new one, we're still waiting, but that's something I don't know if I've talked to you guys about. We're trying to get a house. I mentioned it in my Snapchat, but I don't think I mentioned it here. Anyways, that's it, man. That's the skinny on an actual check from Stevens. There was a couple of things out of whack there, and I'm still learning. And then everything's gonna be different, dude, because I'm on a regional route now. So once the regional route comes, the show will probably get a little less interesting because I won't be bitching as much. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Very happy right now. I talked to all the receivers today, for at least 4 of them, and they seem really nice. I can't wait to work with them tomorrow. I'm very tired, and I'm going to be able to sleep a little bit because the first place doesn't open until 9. I'm 3 hours away, and my clock resets at 3 o'clock in the morning. So I'm definitely going to sleep until about 5, and then I'll get up, brush my teeth, and do all that shit, and then I'll leave. About to go shower, get all freshened up and shit. I got my pants ready to go. I'm not going to wear my Stevens shirt to bed or anything, but I got all my clothes ready for tomorrow, so I'm going to look professional. I'm going to look the part. I'm going to wear my Stevens hat. You know, I'm going to fucking have my Stevens shirt on. It's all Nike and nice looking and shit, so, you know, I'm going to be a real kiss ass right here and to give them a really good experience. I don't want them to ever forget the TruckerDude Brent came by and delivered their fucking plants for them. I gave them motherfucking service with a smile, and maybe they'll hook it up with, I don't know, a free drink or something. They're all like garden center type places. They're like, so I doubt they're gonna have that kind of stuff. But every place I've looked at so far has a place for me to park. And then of course one of the places he even broke it down for me how we're gonna unload the trailer. He was gonna have a truck with a lift gate on it back up to my truck, and then we were gonna use the lift gate to get the plants off, and we're just gonna move it from one truck to the other. So I thought that was really cool how he kind of explained that to me, because that was something I was worried about, was moving some of this product off these trucks, because that's going to be what's going to take me so long, is getting the products off. That's why you got to call them, so they will have people ready to unload your truck when you get there. That's why you're supposed to call them 24 hours in advance, because they hire their own people to come out and get it. And if not, then, you know, I'll be moving plants one at a time, and I'll definitely have to take my Stevens shirt off because I ain't trying to get it dirty. Anyways, remember, gents and ladies, love it, hate it, fucking ready to take care, and I'll see y'all another time.